Okay, general ledger exercise 5. We have a look at this exercise and you'll notice that there's some question marks. So before we're able to post to the general ledger, we're going to have to work out some of our column totals, missing amounts, that kind of thing. So the two different ways in which we could work out the total of the bank column. Option 1, we add all the figures up under bank and it will give us a total. Option 2, much easier. The total of bank is the total of our other columns added together. So instead of adding all of those figures, I could say the total of current income plus the total of sundry will give me the total of bank. So if you get out your calculator, we type 312,560 plus 2630. We get 315, 315,190. That is the total of bank in the cash receipts journal. We then have a look at the bottom here, and we've also got some missing amounts. Well, the total of bank would equal the total of those 4 columns, but here we have the problem in that we've actually got 2 missing amounts. So the easiest one is if we have a look at stationery. There's only 1 amount, so the total of stationery has to be 250. And then if we add those 3 amounts, that will tell us the total of trading stock, or you could just add those two figures together, and you'll get the total. So I'm going to go with that because it seems like the quickest way. 3458 plus 1450 gives us 4908. Okay, so now that we've worked out our figures, we can start posting. Remember, if it is a column, we post the total of the column. If the amount is under sundry, we are going to post the individual amounts. Okay. We also have to remember our posting rule. When we post from the cash receipts journal, we debit bank, credit every other account. Everything else in the CRJ goes on the credit side. When we post from the CPJ, sorry, this is now going across pages. When we post from the CPJ, we've already debited bank in the CRJ, so it swaps around. We credit bank and we debit every other account. So every other account is going to be debit. Yeah. Once again, in the cash payments journal, our columns, we post the total of the column, and sundry accounts, we post the individual amounts. Okay. What is the name of the business? The name of the business is Bray Traders. So we go to our answer sheet and we can fill in general ledger of Bray Traders. Debit is the left-hand side, credit is the right-hand side. Yeah, so we go back to this, and our very first account is capital. If you weren't sure, you could think of the order of accounts. Balance sheet account section comes first. We normally start with capital being B1. If we look at our answer sheet, it's really nicely laid out for you. Capital is B1, drawings is B2, land and buildings is B3, vehicles is B4. So capital is B1. And we have 2 amounts for capital. So when the amount is in sundry, we take it on the specific day. So it's going to be the 1st of March 2020. And this information is going on the credit side. So 2020 MAR is the 1st What do we write under details? What is the partner account? Where did the money go when we received it? It went into bank. What is the journal code? So we have a look at our journal, and there we have our code, CRJ3. What is the value? How much money? We received 260,000. Then have a look. Do we have any more capital? Yes, we do. On day 23, on the credit side, 50,000. So you don't have to repeat the year and the month. You're welcome to do that though. On day 23, bank CRJ3, and it was what? 50,000. Whenever we have two lines of information on the same side, we take out our ruler, we get our pencil, we total just one line, we add up two values, and we should get 310,000. Then move on to drawings. Drawings, we find over here in our cash payments journal. Drawings is B2. There's only one amount for drawings. It's going on the debit side on day 12. So 2020, March the 12th, partner account, bank, the code CPJ3, and the amount is 107. We then move on, land and buildings. That's going to be B3. So we have a look, where is land and buildings? It's over here, B3. It's going on the debit side. On day 29, 140,000. 2020, March, day 29, partner account is bank, CPJ 3, 140,000. Then move on to vehicles. Vehicles is B4. Have a look. There's vehicles B4. It's going on the debit side. It's in sundry, so it's that specific day, which is day 7, 100,000. So on the debit side, 2020, March, was that day 4? Day 7, partner account, bank, journal code CPJ3, and the value of our vehicle is 100,000. Then move on to trading stock, which is going to be B5. So, there we go. Trading stock is a column. So that's B5. So when it's a column, we take the total amount on the last day of the month. We need to think how many days are in March. Well, January is 31, February is less, March is 31 again. So 31 days in March, 4908. 4908 on the debit side. 2020, March 1st, and CPJ 3, 4908. Just double check that was 4908. 4908. Yeah. We're then going to move on to bank. I'm just going to put bank down here. Don't worry if my answer book is moving around. Yeah. When we post to bank, bank is now B6. We have a bank column in the CRJ, and we have a bank column in the CPJ. So we start with the CRJ. We are posting the total of the bank column on the debit side, so it's the last day of the month. So 2020 March 31st. We cannot write bank in bank. So it's total receipts, all the money that we've received from the CRJ, and the total of that bank column is 315,190. 315,190. We then have to post the total of the bank column in the cash payments journal. It's going on the opposite side, the credit side. So 2020, March 31st, total payments, TPJ3, and the amount is 249,605, 249,605, 249,605. Okay. When we have information on both sides of an account, we have to balance the account. At grade 8 level, that is just bank. Bank is the only account we're going to balance this year. But the principle applies, and when you go into grade 9, you'll be balancing other accounts as well. So it is important to know how to do this. We look for which side is the bigger side, and 300,000 is bigger than 200,000. So on the smaller side, we write day 31, balance, carry down, C/D, and we subtract the two amounts to work out the difference. If I received 315,190 Rand, and I spent 249,605 Rand, how much money is left in my bank account? So 315,190 minus 249,605, and we get 65,585. That's how much money is left in my bank account at the end of the month. We now are going to take our ruler and we insert a line above, a line below on both sides of our amounts, and we add them up. And both sides should add up 315,190. On the opposite side to our balance carry down, on the first day of the next month, we have our balance brought down. How much money is sitting in our bank account on the 1st of April? It doesn't disappear. I now will start April with 65,585 Rand in the bank account. Okay, we move on to petty cash, B7. Petty cash is over here. So there's our B7. Debit side, it's sundry, so it's day 26. So 2020 March, day 26. Bank, CPJ3, and the value is 140. 140. Now come to our nominal account section. So we're looking at income and expenses. We start with our income, current income. So that's over here, which will be N1. Yeah. N1. We take the column total. It's going on the credit side, the last day of the month. So we go to current income. Credit side, 2020, March 31st. Partner account, bank. Journal, CRJ3. And the total of the current income column is 2,630. 2,630. We then move on to rent income. It's in sundry. And that's going to be N2. It's 2,560 on day 8. So 2020 March, day 8. CRJ3. The amount 2,560. What is left now is expenses. So we go We've done the whole CRJ. We just left with our CPJ. The next account is wages, I'm pretty sure. Wages, N3. N3. It's going on the debit side. It's a column, so we're taking the column total on the last day of the month, 3,600. So 2020, March the 31st, bank CPJ3, and it's 2,600. 3,600, sorry, 3,600. Move on to stationery. It's a column, so it's going to be N4. It's a column, so we take the total of the column on the last day of the month. So 2020, March 31st, bank CPJ3, and it's 250. Okay, then we go on. Next one, insurance, N5, and it's 240 on the 10th. So debit side, 2020, March 10. Partner account, bank, CPJ3, 240. I think it was 240, 240. And our last account is telephone, N6. It's going on the debit side. It's sundry, so we take the 360 on day 12. So 2020, March, day 12, bank, CPJ3, 320. We'll check it was 320, 360. Okay, and that is the general ledger for exercise 5 done.